All right, let's re-record this. I just recorded this and had no sound, so I'm gonna go through these again. Just a quick update on the four kind of pure play fuel cell tickers I've been tracking. So I'm gonna start off with Bloom because that's the easy one here. Nothing's really changed on Bloom. It's gone up some more. Massively overbought, both monthly and weekly. I do think it's trying to come up to this 1.0 Fibonacci extension. Might flag out before. Might just go straight there and flag out. Not really sure. There's not much to do here other than just sit on your hands. Maybe take a little off if you're, you know, in the green. But otherwise, this is just pretty much wait and see on this one. Everything's confirming to the upside. So no red flags, no real changes. This one looks good. Moving on, I'm going to go to FCEL, which is the other more unique one. This one, again, is so early. This thing has just had a dark history. But it is a little interesting. It undercut this previous low from 19, and we got lots of volume here and some pretty good price action if we move over to the weekly. This is a monthly chart over here on the left. If we go over here on the weekly, you can see we got some good green bars that are closing near the highs with volume. So that's a pretty good look. Also got over the MACD 0 line, which is good, over the RSI 50 line there. Just about starting to get a ADX reading. So this is looking pretty good, but again, we're massively swimming upstream. So we'll see where that one goes. Might have a little more to discuss on this once we get a few more pivots in place here. Really, I'd like to see this kind of play out as like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into something pretty big, and then an ABC back, and then we can kind of look for some longer term forecasts. But at this point, just watching this pretty good price action off this undercut here. The primary ones I wanted to cover were Plug and Ballard, and they're both doing something pretty similar. And you might remember if you watched my previous coverage of those, I was looking to take those up to the 382 retracement to the upside. These are kind of tough and awkward patterns. Like it had a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, and then it came back and undercut the higher low here. So it doesn't really meet the criteria that you want to see for a real good motive structure. But we did get all this nice volume after the undercut, which is intriguing, and it does seem like it's reacting well. Got up to the 382 or maybe just shy of it. I may have hit it, maybe not. My drawing might be off just a little bit. No big deal. So yeah, my goal on that was to just get in, take a short time frame entry and then hold until we get a 382 and then take a partial, put a stop under the low and have roughly a risk-free, give or take position on this. And if this is, a major low and it's going up, I'll be in good shape for that. Not going to get too fancy trying to sell and buy and sell and buy. I just want to get that original risk-free setup and then just ride it as long as I can. So this is pretty much meeting my expectations so far. Hopefully, it will just maybe flag out a little bit and then continue higher and give us a nice clear 5-wave pattern to the upside. And if it's really, really clear, if it looks exceptionally impulsive on the next ABC, I might even add to this and then move the stop up a little bit. If I'm feeling aggressive, I'm going to kind of play that by ear. And pretty much everything I just said about Plug also applies to Ballard. I can never remember the symbol. BLDP. Same sort of idea, a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, and then like a straight down undercut barely with volume, and then it's rallied up to a 382. So I followed the same exact approach on this symbol here. So in the short term, this isn't even turning this 18 period simple moving average on the monthly. This isn't even turning. So almost certainly this thing's not going to just continue straight up. It's either going to need to chop around while moving averages get a little more favorable, or maybe a corrective. It could even go pretty deep, right? We're looking for a wave two. Wave twos can be pretty deep. So when this thing starts correcting, we'll kind of monitor. But I would expect some type of pullback here in the short term. But if you traded it, going up to the 382 and took some off, you can run a stop loss under the low, and maybe not quite risk free, but most of the risk should be gone at that point. Assuming no crazy like earnings gap down of like 100% or something crazy like that. So I think that's all I want to cover on these. I'll cover them, whenever they're doing something. But things are looking pretty good, and I'm excited to see what this sector does. I may make a second video here today. I'd like to do it today. Just want to cover some more biotech, or start covering some biotech, I should say. I've been covering XBI and IBB, which are two of the big ETFs, and then ARCG, the Cathie Woods biotech or genomic revolution, however you say, ETF. They're kind of similar. So I'm following those three ETFs, and then for individual names, really just two. Following CRISPR right now, which I know is a big Cathie Woods name, and also Moderna, which is a kind of an interesting long-term pattern. What I think I'm gonna do, because I haven't been tracking enough of the symbols over in that space, is I may just pull up like an ArcG um, list of holdings. So basically, Cathie Woods picks, and just go through maybe the first 5 or 10 and see what the charts look like, and see if there's any setups in there. And if there are, I'll get them on a watch list and figure out, maybe some entries, exits, and whatnot. But I don't think I'm going to do that in this video. I think this is enough for now. So I hope this helps someone. Again, this is never financial advice. Definitely, you figure out your own risk. Maybe have a financial advisor. Just like to cover some of these more obscure sectors right now. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks.